Chapter 47 of the Tao Te Ching. Stay home. No need to leave one's door to know the whole world. No need to squint out the window to see the Tao of heaven. The farther you travel, the less you know. The Taoist knows without going, sees without looking, succeeds without doing. Again, Lao Tzu is just putting us into a place where really in harmony with nature. Now, what I feel like talking about, what I'm inclined to talk about, is intuition. And the difference between intuition, always constantly looking to your intuition, whether you should do this, whether you should do that, how you should act, and nature. And sometimes intuition is very connected to acting naturally. You act according to how you feel, but it can be unnatural. The Taoist master sees without looking. How do you act, if you were to think in that way? Like, you see without having to look. What would you do if you already knew that you knew and you didn't have to spend like 10 minutes thinking about it? What is the most obvious thought or way of acting? This can be something to contemplate. Instead of, you can be fooled by your emotions and your, perceptions about intuition. But you can also, you just quickly think like, naturally you can see what something's going to be like without having to look for it. Like, if I go to the shop right now and I get a pizza, I know that I'm probably going to feel quite heavy and greasy afterwards, and that there could be after effects I don't want if I eat too much. So I'd either have to not do it, calm down, or have only half of it and leave the rest for other people. But if I go to my intuition, then I might just tell myself what I want to hear, So this is something to realize. See without looking. No need to squint out the window to see the Tao of heaven. So you can get whatever you want from any chapter, but that is something I felt like talking about. Succeeds without doing is also talking about Wu Wei. You let go, you do nothing, and everything happens by itself. So, for example, like, I'll give a few examples. Zhuangzi, another Taoist philosopher that I don't really want to emphasize too much because for certain reasons, he talks about how if a person is in a horse carriage and they're drunk and they fall out, they might land and not hurt themselves because they're drunk and they're not thinking too much about it. Whereas if they're sober, they might actually hurt themselves because they're spending too much time thinking about things. So succeeds without doing, succeeds without putting too much thought into it. What is another example? So a person, I'm just trying to think of a few different examples, like succeeds without doing. Maybe you're dancing. When you try too hard to dance, you don't dance very well. You don't look good. But if you let go, and you let go of all the steps, you actually look good. Okay, and this also emphasizes contentment. Like, you don't have to leave your door to know the whole world. Just relax. It's all here in front of you.